everybody, it's Philippa here. How are you tonight? Beautiful day here on February the 5th. Sunny, warm. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about this. This is a card from an amazing deck I have called Cat Wisdom. And it's a card that I picked, or somebody else picked, but it pertains to me as well. So I'm going to read to you what safety means. Safety from this book. It is safe for you to now come out of hiding. The coast is clear. You may feel as if you are wandering into unfamiliar territory. There is no need to be scared. Remember, life never throws you more than you can manage. Now, as you can see on our picture, we've got a gorgeous little kitten coming out of the box. And what I really want to talk to you about is life never throws you more than you can manage. And I think that's a really important statement. Life doesn't throw you anything more than you can manage. Like everybody, I've had all sorts of things happen to me in my life. I've had years where I've had operation upon operation upon operation, where I've been in ICU. I've had I had 2018 where one parent died. A week later, one parent's in a coma, and a week after that, she died. Now, in that week, when she was still here, after my father had died, my mother wrote a sentence as part of her aged assessment. And in that sentence, she wrote, "Dear God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to live without Kevin. I don't want to be here. I know it's not fair on my girls, but I know they will cope." Now, when I think about that, yeah, we did cope, and it was really hard. But my mother knew that her 3 girls would be able to cope with her going as well, because she couldn't stand to be without my father. So life didn't throw at us anything more than we could manage. So my question to you is, what is it that you're scared of life throwing at you? Because this card is all about safety. It's safe for you to come out of hiding, it says. Oops. The coast is clear. So, fear and scared. You know what fear is? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is about what's coming in the future. Because you know what? We're not frightened of things that have happened to us, because they've happened and we survived. Fear is a future-based emotion. It's when we build up an anxiety. How many times have we, and you and I, gone through a scenario of something we have to do, like a meeting? You've got a meeting on and you go, I've got to do this meeting. And you start replaying in your head what this meeting's going to be. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be horrible. And then they're going to say this and then I'm going to say that. And you send this whole scenario off in your head and you get yourself into a state. The day comes, you go to the meeting, you meet with the bank manager, the doctor, the whatever, and it's nowhere near as bad as you have been creating in your head. So when I read this sentence, it said, life never throws you more than you can manage. I want you to tell me, what has life thrown at you at the time you thought you were never going to get through and manage? But hey, you surprised yourself. You've managed, you get through it, and you're able to move on. This is because, catastrophizing, Dennis. Absolutely, we do a lot of catastrophizing in our life. You know, there's probably one word far worse than fear. It's catastrophizing, because human beings are the biggest catastrophizers. And you know what? when we stop and look at what is this thing that we are frightened of, that we've created a whole catastrophe about, when we stop and analyse the language we use on it, which is really important, when we look at the words we use to describe these events, we can actually see our fear and anxiety in the words. Now, this is part of what NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, is all about, looking at the words we use. I was speaking with a client today who said, oh, this person, sought me out because he thinks I'm pretty good at doing it. And I thought, he thinks? Hi, Kayla, it is good to see you too. He thinks? No, he doesn't think you're good at doing it. He knows you're good at doing this. This is why he sought you out. He knows you have the skills. And then one of the things we did, we were talking about skills, we started looking at what his skills were, and we broke down the word skill. So this is what we need to do. You need to think about these things that are causing you anxiety, these things that in the future you're worried about and going, oh my God, I'll never cope. Well, guess what? You have coped with everything in your life up until now. The universe, or as it said in this card, has never thrown you more than you can manage. Because if you can't manage, you wouldn't be here. So we all can manage whatever gets thrown at us. And over the years, I've thought, oh, I'll never get through that. I'm still here. I'm here today. I've managed. And so have you. So I want to know, what have you catastrophized about? Come on, people. Type in there. What have you done some catastrophizing about? What have you built up this thing in your mind that it's going to be dreadful and horrible? And it's a fizzle when it happens. And all that fear and anxiety, false evidence appearing real. If you take away nothing more than what I'm saying right now, that fear is a future-based emotion and it's about false evidence appearing real. So every time you start getting anxious and thinking about the future, just remind yourself, what am I fearful of? Oh, false evidence. What is the false evidence? There's lots of false evidence all the time. And is it evidence, or is it me just thinking about stuff and making stuff up? So I know one of these people here watching has done some amazing things, haven't you, Janet? If you had have let fear take hold of you, you never would have written your amazing books. But you didn't let fear take hold. You believed in yourself and you went for it. So that's what I want everyone to do. I want you to start believing in yourself. Quite often we catastrophize out something. Quite often, all the time, Dennis, all the time. It's never as bad as we think it's going to be. Ever, never as bad. Honestly, I can't think of one time where I haven't been in a state beforehand and it's been worse than I can imagine. Ever. Oh, it took you 2 years, Kayla. Wow. And once you did it, weren't you excited? You probably went, oh, why didn't I do this 1 year and 11 months ago? So I want you all to stop catastrophizing. And I want you to tell me and think about, what are those things that are holding you back? Because this beautiful little card came to me today, safety. And I looked at this gorgeous little cat, and this actually is the cover, the card picture on the back of all of them. It's all about, it's interesting that it's the, any cards always have one picture that's on the back. This is the picture that's on the back. So isn't that amazing that safety is such an important card in this deck, that we can all focus and we can all do whatever. This is a great little set of cards. It's cat wisdom. And I tell you what, my cats are full of wisdom. And so are yours. I know that the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy said the mice were ruling this ruling the world, but I reckon it might have been the cats, just because I really believe in cats. So anyhow, that's an aside. I want you to go away tonight, and even if you don't do it now, come back to my post. Come back to my post. Hi, Robin, I know you did a whole pile of catastrophizing about some stuff, and look, you achieved it all. You achieved all the things you wanted to, and you were paranoid and well, you weren't paranoid, but you were scared, and you did them because you didn't let the false evidence take control. So that's what I want to see people doing. I want to see people getting out there, grabbing life by the horns and taking it for a ride. Because as my little book says, life is never going to throw you more than you can manage. We are all far more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. I know I am, and I know all of you wonderful people are. So take some time, think about it, and tell me, what are you going to do in the coming week that you've been scared about? Because I've just told you it's time to come out of hiding, because that's the card that was picked. It's time to come out of hiding. It's time to focus and face the world. You might feel you're in unfamiliar territory, but there's no need to be scared. Remember, life never throws you more than you can manage. I've said this now 3 times because I really want this to get into your heads. My friends, you are all now charged with going out, taking a step, taking control and going, I can do this. I'm not scared. I'm going to take it on. I hope you're all taking it on, because if you saw my last night's post, oh, wonderful, Jane. I'm glad you're feeling better, because I want you to look at my last night's post, if you haven't, to see that I put out there what I'm about to do. Scared witless I was before I did it, but I put it out there because I now have all of you to keep me under control. You're all going to be there watching to see what I do when I write. So take some time, be conscious, take a step, and know that whatever is presented to you, you can face it. It's been great to have my little chat with you again. See you all tomorrow. I hope you're enjoying. Is this a good time? I have a lot more people watching. If this is a time that suits people, 6:30, let me know and I'll do it at 6:30 every night. I've been playing with times, so if this is a good time, let me know. Great talking to you. See you tomorrow.